Hello and welcome to Top10List.org, where you get a world of knowledge in 10 simple points. Today's episode is going to be about most famous authors in the world, and we're going to start at number 10 with Robin Cook. Dr. Robin Cook is an American physician and a novelist whose main genre is about medicine and public health. He was born on May 4th of 1940 in New York City. Many of his works have blended a genre of both thriller and medical writings, and so he is best known for the genre of medical thriller. His books were featured in the Reader's Digest, and most of his novels have been bestsellers on the New York Times bestseller list. Number 9 is Cecelia Byrne. Cecelia is an Irish novelist born on September 31st in 1981 in Dublin, Ireland. Before she started off her career in writing, she had obtained a degree in journalism and media communications from Griffith College in Dublin. She is a fiction writer and has started writing her first novel, which was P.S. I Love You, and that was published in 2004 and became an instant bestseller. It remained number 1 in Ireland for 19 weeks, also in the United Kingdom, the United States, Germany, and Netherlands. It was sold across 40 countries and more, and is even adopted as a motion picture, which too became a grand success. Number 8 is Jeffrey Archer. Jeffrey Howard Archer is an English author and a former politician who was born on April 15th of 1940 in London. Before becoming an author, he was a member of parliament, but later he had to resign due to financial scandals. Archer gained an academic qualification in teaching, which was awarded by Oxford University Department for Continuing Education during his study for 3 years, though he claims that he is not a full undergraduate at Oxford. Later, he went on to be a charity fundraiser and was also the deputy chairman of the Conservative Party. His first novel, Not a Penny More, Not a Penny Less, was first published in the United States and became a bestseller in the UK in 1976, which earned him enough fortune to avoid his bankruptcy. Number 7 is Agatha Christie. Dame Agatha Mary Clarissa Christie was born on the 15th of September in 1890 in Devon, England. She was an English crime writer of novels and also wrote many plays and short stories, including 6 romances under a different name, Mary Westmacott. She is famous for her detective novels and short crime stories, which she wrote without any pseudonym, most of which revolved around the characters such as Hercule Poirot, Miss Jane Marple, etc., which were investigative and claimed great success. Initially, like most other authors, her works were being rejected, but later with the publishing agency called Bodley Head, her first novel, The Mysterious Affairs at Styles, was a stepping stone in her literary career. Number 6 is Stephenie Meyer. Stephenie Meyer is born on the 24th of December 1973 in Hartford, Connecticut, and she is an American author and producer, best known for her vampire series Twilight. The Twilight novels gained recognition across the globe for having sold over 100 million copies into 37 languages. Meyer was the best-selling author in the years of 2008 and 2009. In America, for having sold actually over 29 million books in 2008 and 26.5 million in 2009. Twilight remained the bestseller in U.S. bookstores in 2008. This fame and wide acceptance of her vampire romance series ranked her number 49 on Times Magazine's list under 100 most influential people in 2008. Number 5 is J.K. Rowling. J.K. Rowling, born on 31st of July in 1965 in Yate, England, is a British novelist who is best known for the Harry Potter series. The Potter books had received worldwide fame and attention, getting lots of awards, and have sold over 400 million copies. They are the best-selling fiction books in history, and the Attuned film series have been the highest-grossing film series in history. Before becoming an author, she was initially working as a researcher and a bilingual secretary for Amnesty International, and later conceived the thought of writing the Harry Potter series in 1990. Her first novel of the Potter series, Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, in 1997, was a bestseller for many weeks, and her last book of the series, being Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, won millions and millions of hearts, after which Rowling had parted with her agency and joined adult writing under the pseudonym Robert Galbraith. The Cuckoo's Calling in 2013 was another novel that she had worked on, and she is ranked as the 12th richest woman in the United Kingdom. Her annual budget is $798 million. Number 4 is Pablo Coelho. Pablo Coelho was born on the 24th of August in 1947 in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, as a brilliant novelist and lyricist. He is most widely read authors in the present times and has received many international awards, including the Crystal Award by the World Economic Forum. He set off to write his first novel, Hell Archives, which was a failure, but that didn't turn him down. His pilgrimage to Santiago in 1986 helped him to write his next novel, The Pilgrimage. Later, he went on to write The Alchemist, which was being published by a small Brazilian publishing house selling only 900 copies at inception. Coelho later found out a bigger publishing agency, and with his publication of Brida, The Alchemist made a bestseller in Brazil, selling over 65 million copies and becoming a best-selling book in history. Number 3 is Sidney Shelton. Sidney Shelton was born on February 11, 1917 in Chicago, Illinois. He's an Academy Award-winning American writer. He had indulged 20 years into TV works, after which he took up writing his best-selling novels such as The Rage of Angels, Master of the Game, etc. He is regarded as the 7th best-selling fiction author of all time. Sheldon was a Broadway stage musical writer and also collaborated with MGM Studios and Paramount Pictures as a screenplay writer, after which he earned fame as a prolific writer and was assigned to write for a Hollywood picture. The Bachelor and Bobby Soxer, this got him the Academy Award for Best Original Screenplay in 1947. He created, wrote, and produced the series of I Dream of Jeannie, which was a hit. And eventually after that, he started to get inclined towards writing novels, and his first book, Naked Face, earning him a nomination for the Edgar Allan Poe Award in the category of Best First Novel. Number 2 is Nicholas Sparks. Nicholas Charles Sparks was born on the 31st of December in 1965 in Omaha, Nebraska. He is an American author, screenwriter, and producer, and specializes in the romantic genre. Most of his works are fictitious except for one. Till date, he wrote as many as 17 novels, all of which are bestsellers, and some of them have been promoted to motion pictures, such as Message in a Bottle, Safe Heaven, A Walk to Remember, and other books. He has written 2 unpublished books while still in school, namely The Passing and The Royal Murders. In 1990, he co-wrote a book called Wokini, A Lakota Journey to Happiness and Self-Understanding, along with Billy Mills, and got it published, selling almost 50,000 copies. In later years, he wrote a book called Notebook, which was later found out by a literary agent, Teresa Park. She liked it and got it published in 1996, making it the New York Times bestseller in its first week of release. Number 1 is Danielle Steel. Danielle Steel was born on the 14th of August in 1947 and is an American novelist who is claimed to be the best-selling author alive and 4th best-selling author of all time, having sold more than 800 million copies. She has published several books a year, and all of her novels have been bestsellers with a basic mainstream theme that includes rich families being surrounded by jail and fraud. She has even contributed to child fiction and poetry, including raising funds for the mentally ill people. Out of her books, 22 have been adapted for films, and 2 have received Golden Globe nominations. Her works were sold into 28 languages. She used to write freelance articles and magazines, after which she took up writing books, and in 1972 she published her first novel, Going Home. All of her novels delve into issues like suicide, incest, divorce, etc., and she has gradually evolved as one of the best fiction writers of all time, with a tough base for her works, sidetracking from romance to suspense. Thank you for joining us on this episode of Top 10. If you enjoyed, click subscribe and don't hesitate to join us again for another edition.